No respect whatsoever for the police. I come also as a cultural researcher whose doctoral dissertation was an examination of social movements from the 1960s to the 1980s. My experience has been this: biker clubs are in our society for a very real social purpose and anthropological purpose. They are part of a statement that a society no longer provides ritual process, no longer provides a basis for camaraderie, and no longer provides really a sense of patriotism, self-giving, loyalty and mateship for men. And strangely enough, my observation from an anthropology point of view is that the only groups in society that offer this are sometimes the police force, sometimes the military, certainly the bike scene, and lamentably sometimes the Christian church when they're really serious about it. As a pastor and chaplain to the biker scene, having officiated at funerals and weddings many times and acting as a mentor for children of outlaws who've been at risk, I've learnt that everyone is somebody's son. You know, Rodney Stark, an outstanding sociologist, pointed out after the Branch Davidian tragedy that cult groups only usually become a social menace when they are placed under siege and cornered. And then I come to you as a follower of Jesus. What has that got to do with it? My own brothers might wonder that. I think you'll be interested to hear this. I know what the scriptures say of Jesus. It says in the Old Testament, in a prophecy regarding Christ, he was numbered with the transgressors. That's guilt by association. It is indisputable that guilt by association, a fundamental violation of human rights enshrined in this new legislation, was one of the reasons for the indictment and crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Frequently in the Gospels, because he was a friend of publicans, prostitutes, sinners and other outcasts. In fact, he converted 2 terrorists or zealots to his cause. But without association and dignity afforded to those people, they would never have been transformed. I know he taught me that you cannot judge a book by its cover. Man looks on the outward appearance, Jesus said, but God looks on the heart. And I want to do the same thing. And I know the hearts of so many of my brothers. And I know they love their children, they love their families as much as any middle-class person in my street. If you educate a devil, you created an educated devil, not an angel. And frankly, a lot of the bad people look real nice. They don't look like my mates in the bike scene. I know that the first century Christians were slaughtered not for religion but civil disobedience and refusing to submit to Caesar. They believed in death before dishonour. At least to that extent, true Christians share a cherished value enshrined in the biker culture. Finally, let me say to my brothers in the bike scene, brothers, we must pursue means of conflict resolution so that turf wars put neither innocent people at risk nor put at risk our unequalled, incredible lifestyle of camaraderie on the road. As one who's seen people I love destroyed through amphetamines, I pray that the love of money that is the root of all evil will cease to attract a very small minority to corporate crime. To the legislators, I give you a Bible verse. Woe unto those that make injustice legal. Legality doesn't mean justice. Do not allow cynical short-term expediency in a post-9/11 terrorist era to dismantle fundamental principles of human rights. To law enforcement I say power corrupts, and the public with which you deal are no different from your own children. To behave with oppressive coercion and bullying tactics undermines the necessary respect for real law. And finally, again, as my brother's already said, a word to the media. Yesterday, there was a gentleman supposed to be a good research documenter who wrote a cynical article against the Prime Minister because of he was attending St John's Anglican Church. Very cynical article indeed. Now, as a fellow attendee at St John's Church, viewing his obvious commitment to his faith week by week, I know, as most people that have anything to do with that family know, that Teresa's church is her home church and it's a place where they got married. So there's nothing cynical or elitist about that. I was appalled to read this journalist described as a researcher. And I finish with this. But there is nothing compared to the wild, ill-researched sensationalism exhibited in reporting on biker issues. Please, brethren, will you be responsible, will you be thorough, and above all, will you write in such a way that you promote humanity, freedom and peace?